Hi, and welcome back to Live at FDIC. This studio is brought to you by Firehouse Subs and the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Find out more about restaurant ownership at www.firehousesubfranchise.com. So I'm with Jason Whitmire today. He is with SafeLead. He's the Director of Education and Technology. So Jason, thank you for sitting down with me for a few minutes here. Wanted to talk first about, recent years.
Sure.
The past few years, we've seen a lot of change in the industry, some good, some bad. But can you explain how SafeLead has adapted to these changes and continued to support the industry?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me here. Happy to be here. So the industry has changed. We're in a digital age, obviously. So we all know, hey, you guys read magazines, but a lot of stuff happens digitally these days. The same thing has happened with sales. And it seems like people want access to information online, but we think there's still a lot of relationships that go on in this business and having a robust staff out there in the field. So we have regionals that are out with all of our product that still get that hands on. A customer needs to touch and feel. Sure, they want to learn about it online. They want to see what information there is, all the little details, but to physically hold a hand like us, flow water, to see a light at night on your fireground where it matters. That's what we're doing a little different by having this sales staff out there doing this.
Now, as I said, you're the Director of Education and Technology, but that's a fairly recent position
Yes.
for you. Explain what this new education effort involves and how it benefits the industry.
So we are making an education effort throughout the industry to bring customers more information. Sales. We people don't like salesmen typically. I mean, think of a used car salesman trying to pitch something to you. What we're trying to do with the industry is educate people. So of course, we're still selling product at that time, but we're bringing education on how does the product work? What all goes into it? A great example would be this quarter, our focus is lighting. So scene lighting used to be simple. You had a light in your house, it was 60 watts. You knew that if the light in your fire truck was 1,000 watts, it was 100 times brighter than that light in your house. Now it's lumens, and it's very confusing. So when you take a light, the lumens, that's the individual bulb in the light. But there's so much that happens to that light. So if I say I have a 20,000 lumen light, that doesn't mean you're getting 20,000 lumens of light out on the ground. Instead, you got to go through a lens. You got to focus that. There are losses involved. When you take those losses into consideration, what do you actually get at the other end? How warm is the light? So it takes all that into consideration. So what we've done is we have about an hour education session we do. It's available to do with a customer. It's available to do with an OEM, with a dealer, whoever wants to be involved. We sit down for an hour. We do it through Teams, so there's no problem for anyone. It's very open. It's back and forth like we're talking here. A lot of videos built into it, comparisons of light. So let's look at our light and our competitor's light at night in the exact same position. Give the customer an honest comparison of how the products compare to each other. Our first quarter was doors. Not a real sexy topic. People are like, oh, it's a roll-up door. I mean, what goes into it? Not that much. But they are different. There are three main competitors in the industry, and they do things a little different. We're never being about bashing our competition. Competition is healthy. Competition is great for our industry. You go out and you see all the competitors out there. We make each other sharp, make each other stay on track with developing new products, with advancing this industry. And that's what we're trying to do with this whole education effort is advance the industry. Don't buy something because someone told you it's better than something else. Really learn about it. Dig in and learn. So quarter three doors, quarter two we're now into and we're doing lighting. Quarter three we're going to dive into valves. So electric valves, dirty word in this industry. They've come so far. Did a fire truck years ago for a customer that said, hey, we have bad history with electric valves. They just haven't worked. So they did all this extra plumbing. Now you're familiar with a pump house and what goes into it. They did all this extra plumbing so that if that electric valve failed, they could go in and manually override it. Any electric valve can be manually overridden, but you got to get inside the pump house to do it. So they made this extra large pump house so all the valves were in the bottom to override. The truck's been in service 15 years. I talked to the chief. I said, Chief, how many times have you overridden a valve? Never. We've come a long way.
Yep.
Electric valves used to be, it was something that was designed for an industrial situation. So what do we do with a fire truck? We take it out, we beat it up, we put high pressure into it, that valve's closed, we're trying to open it under high pressure, we're taxing that motor. We redesign the electric valve so that the motors last, so that the encoders don't get lost and the valve doesn't forget where it is. And then our Q4 focus will be on deck guns. So we'll specifically get into the difference between manual monitors, electric monitors. We'll talk about the different brands that are out there, highlight what Elkhart Brass is doing a little different than everyone else. It's a lot of product that we have with Safe Fleet. The brands, so it's FRC, it's Elkhart Brass, it's Foam Pro, and it's ROM. So it's a lot of product to bring together.
Always a challenge trying to get all those things. Getting them under one umbrella is the beginning, and then trying to sort everything out is the other half of that.
9 times out of 10, when I call a customer and I say I'm from Safe Fleet, they're like, "Huh? What's that?" "Hey, I'm they were looking for lights. I'm with FRC." "Oh, I know who you are."
So you've also got something that's upcoming, and that is the new Rig Recon site. What information is going to be there, and how will it be different from other web resources that are out there now?
So what we're trying to do with Rig Recon ties right in with this education plan. If someone wants to learn about a fire truck right now, you could go to an OEM site, but you're going to learn about their fire truck. If someone wants to learn about a valve or a door, sure, you can go to the Elkhart Brass website. With Rig Recon, we want to make it an education and a one-stop shop. If I'm in the market for a fire truck, I'm writing a spec. What do I need to know? What doors, what valves, what pump, anything like that. Short clips, so white papers, videos that how to. We have a series out there right now on our ROM door on how to maintain the door. What kind of service do you do to it? What kind of cleaning should you do to it? Should you lubricate it? Things like that. Nobody wants to watch a half-hour video these days. We all know that we're in a real short attention span of a society. So when they get on there, they'll be able to see 1-2 minute video clips, animations of the product. Really neat to see the inside of a nozzle. And when you break it apart, what goes on in there? How does the water flow through it? How does it work? That's the kind of stuff. Rig Recon is in development now. It's not out, but the site is there. If you go to the site, you can get to our social pages.
Okay.
So that'll to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, or our YouTube pages where you'll see these videos. The other things we'll do with Rig Recon is we'll partner up with some other people in the industry. At Safe Fleet, we like to say that we offer about 50% of the product that goes on a truck. So when you get into lights and pressure governors and tank level gauges and all that different product, but we don't have a pump. Like we don't do a water pump. So we want to make this that you can learn all about a fire. So we'll partner up with some water pump people and we'll show a water pump as well. Really make it, if you're speccing a truck, anything you want to know about that truck, you're going to learn it through Rig Recon.
Jason, thank you very much for sitting down with me today. When you talk about the other educational items, Rig Recon is still upcoming, so it's not out there just yet, or not totally active just yet. But for the other education, is there a way that we can find out more information there?
Yeah, the easiest way, I would direct people to Rig Recon and then just hit the contact us area.
Okay.
Go to our socials, go to any of our websites. Elkhart Brass has a great contact page for the website that shows who your rep is in your region, and then we can set things up. We realize that we cover a large area, so I'm located in the Northeast. If you're located in California and you want a webinar at 11 o'clock at night for me locally, that's fine. We're gonna adapt to the customer. What the customer needs is what we're after, what we're trying to deliver.
Okay. Great. Well, again, this has been live at FDIC International 2024. Keep coming back and watching for your alerts when the next podcast comes up. Chris McClune with FDIC. Have a good one and stay safe. Thanks again, Jason.
Thanks, Chris.